Hi everybody and welcome to the Scott Show podcast. We're here talking about Monday Night Raw. It just finished up from Knoxville, Tennessee. There's a very famous guy running for mayor. I think he might have been in the main event. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll have to check that in editing. Alright, so we go right to the ring right away. First one who comes out, Roman Reigns. So it wasn't a McMahon. Surprisingly, it wasn't a McMahon. And it was Roman Reigns came out and said, hey, I did all this cool stuff. The Shield, we reunited, we beat up the New Day. Crowd was a little bit weird on that. And then some of the fans chanted, you deserve it, when he said about winning the Intercontinental Championship. I thought that was kind of weird. And then out comes Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Now, I really thought Bo Dallas was going to attack him or go after him, but no, Elias comes out and says that he's going to be the guy, and he is helping the Miztourage while the Miz is away. So I was a little discouraged on that because I thought Bo Dallas was going to be the candidate, at least get the shot, but they didn't do that. Then they went to Cesaro and Seth Rollins. I really wasn't too much looking forward to this match, but I figured that they would have a little bit of, interference by their partners, but their partners weren't even there. Dean Ambrose is on his honeymoon. Sheamus has gone on an annual sabbatical back to Ireland. So you just had the two in there. And Cesaro and Rollins are really a good team, good point-counterpoint to each other. And you had Seth Rollins win the match. Rollins says, hey, Ambrose is on his honeymoon. That's cool. The title reign of Reigns won't finish anything. And Rollins gets the title match next week. So it's the Bar and the Shield next week on Raw. Michael Cole talks about the champion, Enzo Amore, and his lackeys, the Zo Train. They go backstage, and of course, the Zo Train is backstage. Or the opponents of the Zo Train. But it was the total setup. And they're going to have a fatal 4-way tonight and another one next Monday. One of those two matches will face off. And then face off against Enzo for the title. Now, I'm kind of surprised that they're doing two fatal 4-ways. I think they've taken some stuff from TCW Fantasy Wrestling. It wouldn't be the first time, folks, let me tell you now. And it won't be the last. Samoa Joe defeats Titus O'Neil with a very quick coquina clutch. I'm not surprised Samoa Joe won, but I would like to see Titus O'Neil get a little bit of a shot. So, the next thing that happened is they had the 6-woman match between Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville against Sasha Banks, the Boss. It's boss time, as Michael Cole says. Bayley and Mickie James. So, Alexa Bliss was out with commentary. Then Sasha Banks came out. Mickie James' music hit. She didn't show up. Bayley's music hit. She didn't show up. Then comes Paige and Mandy and Sonya. And they show that the other two girls got beat up. And Alexa Bliss left. She totally walked away. So you have Mickie and Bayley both injured, or at least out for the night. And they do some interesting mic work, to say the least. I will say Paige's was alright. But Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, their mic skills were really, really bad. I say Deville was much worse. They call their group Absolution now, which I thought was a really interesting name. And they said they need to pledge their allegiance to Absolution. So I'm wondering if it's like a little cult thing or what's going on here. So they beat up Sasha Banks and hit her. They hit Sasha with the Rampage, the Face Buster, a kick. It was pretty vicious. Bray Wyatt comes out and says something about we're all dead and whatever. Faces off against Matt Hardy. So Matt Hardy is kind of a forgettable character since he's not broken anymore. But after this match and his loss to Wyatt, there was some idea that he might be going to the broken side, which will make a much interesting character. So the four-way was Tozawa, Noam Dar, Rich Swann, and Daivari. Very interesting grouping. And Daivari had a great showing here. I really thought he was going to win. But Rich Swann gets the pin in the win, and he will face off against the winner of next week's Fatal 4-Way to determine the new number one contender for Enzo. So they're giving Enzo like all these days that he doesn't have to wrestle on TV, which is really weird. So, oh well. Elias comes out to the ring, sings a little song about the Miz and the Miztourage Blues. They had harmonicas, or at least, I don't know what they did. There was a chant, "We want Roman," and the other fans would, of course, say Roman sucks. And then Elias says, "No one wants Roman as much as he does right now." Now, I didn't hear it verbatim, but I would have loved a pause right there that said, Elias says, "No one wants Roman," pause, as much as he does right now. I don't know if he did it, but if he did it, that would have been awesome. Elias and Roman Reigns ends up having a match for the Intercontinental Championship. Roman Reigns gets the spear and the win over Elias. After the match, Roman Reigns is walking up to the ring entrance, and Joe drops him from behind and locks in the Coquina clutch. So it looks like you're going to see Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns fighting very soon. Asuka and Dana Brooke. It took 5 seconds, and Asuka got the ankle or the arm lock on her, and it was pretty darn quick. Dana Brooke, sorry, but I think you're probably going to go the same way as Emma and get your walk-in papers because you got whooped. Paige, Mandy, and Sonya come out and they stare down the Empress of Tomorrow, but nothing happens, and they smile, and it was just weird, but something will go on there, and it will make it very interesting. Jason Jordan was fighting Kane. The winner by countout, Kane, after Jason Jordan fell out and hurt his knee again. I'm very suspicious on what they're going to do with this, so it is what it is. Then, surprisingly, Finn Balor came out and fought in a match. And the way that the match ended is Kane got DQ'd by using a steel chair. So Balor gets hit with this chair numerous times, and out comes Braun Strowman and hits Kane with all of his might, all that he could, including 2 shots to the throat, and using the steel steps quite a bit. So, I mean, I think you might be able to see like the first Full Metal Mayhem kind of match in the WWE. And they've never done one of those. Just use everything that's metal and, stairs and whatever. It'd be really interesting, but Braun at the end growls at the camera, and he stands tall. Kane is kind of going through the crowd. I was kind of laughing to myself a little bit, because I'm like, okay, if he's going through the crowd kind of stumbling, that just kind of means he's shaking hands before his election, because he's running for the mayor of the town they were in. Go figure. And he gets beat up by the Monster Among Men. So, folks, that was the Raw recap for tonight. You guys have a really great rest of your day, and we'll catch you soon for the Scott Show Wake Up Call at 8 o'clock in the morning. You guys have fun. Stay young, and maybe drink Pepsi if you want. If you don't want to drink Pepsi, you don't have to.